Stoke City away in the FA Cup may ring a bell, and that's because the Seagulls beat the Potters in Staffordshire in the 5th round a little over 10 months ago. Evan Ferguson with the only goal that day, and Roberto De Zerbi's side then went on to progress all the way to the semi-final at Wembley. No doubt the disappointment of that defeat by penalties to Manchester United is being channeled today to go one better this season. Close, left-footed into the channel for Moda to try and latch onto. But stepping in there was Ben Wilmot. Ooh, and that's given to Buonanotte. Moda on the angle, he's got Hinshelwood inside of him. Good sliding challenge back there from the City defence, and Wilmot again. It wasn't Hinshelwood who was up there, it was Ferguson in the box. And it would have been very similar to the goal that he scored last time here in the FA Cup. It was Mitoma who put it across that day. Joao Pedro, good turn from him. And then again, block comes in. Oh, and it's almost on the head of Buonanotte at the back post. It will be a corner. Buonanotte may have injured himself here. More good work from the Brazilian. Too much of a handful early on for the Stoke City defenders. This way then that. Goes for goal. They do get something on it, and Buonanotte is inches away from nodding that one in at the back post. We see here just a face plants into the post. Hopefully he'll run that one off. And that's just thumped into the midriff of Buonanotte. He's involved in all areas here, but he'll need to get back. Checking infield is Leris, hits it straight at Verbruggen. Needs to go just to his left in the end, Verbruggen, but it's another good move on this near side from Stoke City. It's certainly where they've looked more threatening. Pedro made a good run, but also Leris, and then just cuts in field of Stupinian. Fortunate not to get a slight deflection on that one as well, the Ecuador international. But here goes Junio, across goal, and it's an own goal! JP Van Hecke, well, he didn't know too much about it. The ball across is menacing. He just can't get his feet or body sorted to prevent the ball rolling into his own goal. Well, it has come down this near side Stoke's right. This time it's Junio with the clever ball across. He's unmarked there, Van Hecke, but he just can't move his feet out of the way. Not really his fault, that one. And with just over a quarter of an hour played, the Seagulls are going to need at least 2 if they're to get the job done this afternoon. Ideal start for Roberto De Zerbi. Well, they are pressing well, the visitors. That's a decent little nutmeg there from Moda, the Stoke player. They come away with it again down the right, and Wesley up against Van Hecke. Suspicion of offside, but play goes on for the moment. Wesley with the effort! Oh, and that's not a million miles away from Wesley Moraes. The Albion just backed off a touch here. This time it's a good ball all the way across from right to left into that central channel. And Hecke gets across. Not enough to prevent the shot. And Verbruggen may well have been beaten there. Inches wide. It was forward, then Hinshelwood. Now Joao Pedro latches onto this, back to goal. Hove just for the moment to switch over to that near side. Oh, that's a good heel in from Joao Pedro into Moda. Well, that's more like it from the Albion. It was a good run initially from Hinshelwood down the right, but it's Joao Pedro who picks it up. And again, cheeky little dink inside before sending it over to Moda. Well, how about that for a nutmeg on Keanu Hoover? Don't think he knew too much about that, Hoover. Baker into Berger, into Hoover again, who can cross into Wesley. another routine save for Verbruggen. As I mentioned earlier, not for the first time Verbruggen called into action. The build-up play from the Potters, Hove into Wesley. Fortunately, Verbruggen claims to his right. What a nudge out towards Hinshelwood. Can he find the delivery in towards Buonanotte? Turns Buonanotte wide! Well, only on a couple of occasions have we seen Jack Hinshelwood in a good amount of space, but that was one of them. Really good pick out from the free kick to find Jack Hinshelwood. He does what he needs to, finds the ball into Buonanotte, a decent turn, but it just rolls wide, the foot of Everson's goal. Shake of the head from Roberto De Zerbi. Hasn't gone his way in this first half. Was an unfortunate way to concede. The Van Hecke own goal. Gross into Gilmore, looking forward. Hinshelwood is over there on that far side and he picks it up now. Buonanotte and Joao Pedro on the edge of the area. Defensively, Stoke have been good so far this afternoon. Now, right at the end of the first half, would be a great time to score for the Seagulls. Van Hecke wins the free kick. Gross and Buonanotte over it. Gross it is. Looking ball into Lewis Dunk. Palmed away by Everson. There may have been a touch after Lewis Dunk headed it. McNally's first intervention is to get something on that, and its way back through to Everson. Hinshelwood just showed a bit too much to it of Berger, but it does fall to Gross. Headed back out as far now as a Stupinian. Oh, it's in! Another beauty from Purvis Stupinian. He did it against Spurs just before the end of last year, and he smashed another one in to level it up just before the break. Well, you can't give Purvis Stupinian this kind of space just outside the area on the half volley. Oh, and it's naughty from Stupinian. The Albion fans absolutely love it. De Zerbi loves it, and Stupinian loves it. Stoke City 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. Oh, it gets better with every look from Purvis Stupinian. Well, bit of a gift here for the Seagulls corner. Gilmore just lurking on the edge of the area along with Hinshelwood. Instead they go out to Stupinian. Back to Gross. Gross across towards the back post. Dunk for two! Turn this game on its head. And it's exactly what they deserve based on the start to this second half and the end of the first half. The captain once more steps up to the plate. They caught Stoke unawares there. Good work from Gross to go short. And then with his weaker foot, puts it on a plate for Lewis Dunk. He's not going to miss it from there. Just nicks in at the back post and sends the travelling fans wild just in front of him. That will have felt good. Gross provider again, Dunk the finisher this time. Stoke City 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 2. Bit of space here for Buonanotte to work with, so too for Gross. In it goes now to Ferguson. Oh, as he pushed down to drop there illegally. Portini was pretty close by, waves it away. Really sharpish. Well, there were no real appeals from Evan Ferguson. It's normally the biggest indicator. Get that chance back again, Evan Ferguson. Just needed to get the shot off a little quicker. Gilmour. Buonanotte is close by. Now the scorer of the Albion second. Buonanotte just allowed to roam forward. Looking for the ball into Moda. This could be three. Jakub Moda. Oh, and Vidigal just steps in at the crucial moment. Similarly to Ferguson just earlier, just needs to pull the trigger a bit earlier. Build-up play again is sensational. Perfectly weighted ball from Buonanotte. Moda just has to finish it. It is a tricky one to bring under control. Can't get the ball down to the deck quick enough, so Vidigal nips in and behind for the corner. Another corner then for the Seagulls, and it's the same routine as they have in the build-up to the goal. This time it's Stupinian strikes it. But this time it's a slightly easier one for Iversen to hang on to. Now Junior gives it back to Maya. It's a good scoop forward. It's just though Vidigal may have strayed offside, but the assistant keeps his flag down for the time being. Gross gets a little touch on it for Dunk to then just nod it as far away as Lewis Baker. Andre Vidigal. Back to Baker. Berger's there as well, who lets fly! Oh, Verbruggen. Excellent stop from the Dutchman. It had to be. A fair way out from Berger. Gets a decent strike on it. At full stretch for Verbruggen with a smart save to his right there. And that was arrowing in, I think, to the bottom right corner. Keeps it at Stoke 1, Brighton 2. More work to do, though, from the corner. Lewis Baker is over it once again. Just floats it towards the back post. Off the back of Lewis Duncan, looks like there. No, says Paul Tierney, penalty. Well, this won't be overturned because there's no VAR. Initially, first glance, it looked as though it might have been off the back of Lewis Dunk. We'll get a better view of it shortly. You see Lewis Dunk driving over. Well, it does strike the hand of Lewis Dunk. He's only got eyes for the ball. It comes off the head of McNally, I think, straight onto the hand of Lewis Dunk. Well, he can feel aggrieved by that. Letter of the law, it's a penalty, but the other letter of the law says, can he get his hand out of the way, or is it in an unnatural position? Another handball grey area decision. Lewis Baker is the man from set pieces, right on the front edge of the penalty spot. Oh, and he goes the same way as Berger went with the shot earlier. But this time Verbruggen can't prevent Stoke City getting on level terms. It's a cleanly struck penalty. You see Lewis Baker with a few words to Verbruggen there on his way through. And we are back at terms again, just past the hour mark. Now there's space on that far side for Gilmour to roam into. Stupinian with the first time ball. Trying to link up with Ferguson. Headed away as far as Billy Gilmour. Gross. Another turn. Another block. Van Hecken now. Continued his run. Gross. In towards Joao Pedro! Astonishing stuff. So many passes in the build-up to it. And they restore their lead. Magical header from the Brazilian. Patient play, this time from Gross, turns this way then that. Block comes in, as we've seen so many times this afternoon, comes back to Gross, on a plate for Joao Pedro, pinpoint accurate, bottom left corner, Stoke 2, Brighton 3. It's been much more like it in the second half from the Seagulls. They haven't felt sorry for themselves. Roberto De Zerbi, far from feeling sorry for himself now. He enjoyed that, and so did Joao Pedro. Excellent character from the Seagulls away from home, and they have their lead again. Little over 10 minutes of the 90 remain. It's a good run and collection from Van Hecker. He's continued his run. Van Hecker could be in. Joao Pedro is in the middle. Lays it off for Joao Pedro again! Oh, it's exquisite from the Seagulls. And that should be that for this third round tie. How good does that feel for the man who opened the scoring at the wrong end earlier on this afternoon? Links up so well with Gross, just continues his run. Joao Pedro times his run nicely, and he's on hand for his second of the afternoon, and his 15th of the season, Joao Pedro. Look at the scenes from the travelling Albion fans just in front of him. You just can't stop Joao Pedro at the moment. Great goal scoring form. Stoke City 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 4. Gilmour with the ball forward to Welbeck. Has he stayed onside? Danny Welbeck for 5. Stopped by Daniel Everson. And into the fourth round the Seagulls go. Well, Stoke City played their part. It was the hosts who took the lead through an unfortunate Van Hecker own goal. But just before the break, and his Stupinian beauty brought the visitors level. Then Dunk gave the Seagulls the lead for the first time just after the break. The hosts then found themselves level through a Lewis Baker penalty, but then 2 brilliant goals from Joao Pedro meant that the Albion are through, and it finishes at the Bet365 Stadium. Stoke City 2, Albion 4.